These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. They have to understand that we will fight their cruelty with every megaphone and microphone that we have. We must castigate them on the soapbox and then punish them at the ballot box.
Well, Pete didn't say about peaceful protest last night. Again, words matter, and he can't walk back the words that he used last night.
So, Kathy Salvi followed Governor J.B. Pritzker yesterday in reacting to comments that Pritzker made over the weekend in New Hampshire. And a lot of criticism pouring out about that. Welcome back. It's Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Wake up with us each and every weekday morning here for Illinois in Focus Daily. So we talked about this yesterday with the governor making some comments to New Hampshire Democrats, talking about how he wants to have mass protests, disruption, and he wants to hold Republicans to where they have no peace. Here's a higher quality that C-SPAN had of the governor's address to Democrats in New Hampshire. And here we go.
History turns. Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption, but I am now. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. They have to understand that we will fight their cruelty with every megaphone and microphone that we have. We must castigate them on the soapbox and then punish them at the ballot box. They must feel in their bones that when we survive this shameful episode of American history with our democracy intact, because we have no alternative but to do just that, that we will relegate their portraits to the museum halls reserved for tyrants and traitors.
So the governor clearly having some pretty targeted rhetoric towards Republicans. People are ultimately interpreting that as calling for violence against half the country. At least that's what some Republican leaders are saying, including Kathy Salvi, the GOP Illinois chairman. I talked with her yesterday afternoon to get a reaction. Here's some of what she had to say.
Unbelievable. Here, when world leaders are meeting to attend the funeral of Pope Francis, and calling on world peace, we have our own governor calling for no peace for Republicans. And I think if you put this in the context of the 2 assassination attempts this past year to President Trump, if I were in charge and I had a say, it would be my opinion that there should be an open investigation for criminal incitement by this governor, because words matter. And what is looked at most is the context in which those words are spoken. And to be in a group of lively Democrats, remember the losing party, President Trump was elected in November as a mandate, and the people of this country want his solutions, his common sense solutions to be placed into law. In that audience, he did nothing with those words but then to incite the crowd, and I can only hope and pray that no violence or harm comes to any person on account of those irresponsible and incendiary remarks.
So Salvi saying that if it was up to her, she would call for and open up a criminal incitement investigation into Pritzker. So Pritzker yesterday held a rally with people talking about student loan borrower protections, and he criticized Trump and his, quote, billionaire buddy, saying they only want to stop student loan repayment services and cut federal spending so that they can give tax breaks to the wealthy. So that was really the theme of the gaggle that that he held with multiple people supporting, people getting student loans to get higher education. But he was asked afterwards by members of the media up in Chicago about the New Hampshire speech, and the governor defending his comments, saying that it wasn't violence he was pushing for. All right, I can hear that, but it's not showing up in my register. So again, for some reason, this particular video, at least coming from the state, has some things I got to tweak here. So let me double check, get the channel. Let's do combine, see if that works. No, so let's make it to left only.
I called for people.
And there it goes. Okay, cool. So some live troubleshooting there for you as we do go live to tape here with Illinois in Focus Daily. Here's the governor yesterday reacting to a member of the media asking about those comments and Republicans saying that it crossed the line.
I called for people to take out their megaphones and their microphones, to stand up on soapboxes and get to the ballot box in order to defeat the people who are trying to take so many things away from the American people. That has nothing to do with violence. In fact, remember, Stephen Miller is part of a gang of people who apparently support the idea of attacking the federal Capitol on January 6, 2021, and then offering a pardon to all of those people who committed violent crimes and others. And so I think it's terrible hypocrisy on the part of Stephen Miller and of others who have said somehow that my remarks, which are about peaceful protest, which is the only valid kind of protest that we have here in this country, that I have called on people to express themselves, is something that obviously not understood by the gang that controls the White House today.
Well, and we've seen Republicans already react to some of the rhetoric that we've heard over the past 3 or 4 months, if not longer, pushing for Democrats to condemn political violence. We've seen some of that political violence. People throwing Molotov cocktails at Tesla factories, or burning Teslas and all kinds of other things that turn into arson and vandalism. We heard a resounding condemnation from Democrats on that. Not necessarily, other than the governor saying there, hey, peaceful protest is the only legitimate protest. Here's more from Kathy Salvi reacting to the governor saying, hey, he just wants peaceful protests.
You can't take back what he said. What he said was purely irresponsible. And here it is, he's soft launching his bid to become the president. He's in a crowd where he wants to woo and bring them, put them behind him. He's basically abandoned Illinois, all but abandoned us. And what did he leave us with? Saddled with debt. We had a $39 billion budget when he started, and he added $16 billion to that. And here he is, he's left Illinois, and good riddance, but we need to save the country from J.B. Pritzker. And this just goes to show, too, that inherited money doesn't give you good judgment. So he can't walk back the remarks that he made last night. They were irresponsible, incendiary, and violent rhetoric, among the worst words that I could have imagined he would say. Let there be no peace for Republicans. Well, he's inciting people, and that is what needs to be examined.
And again, the governor says that he was just talking about the piece of, letting Republicans know that the Americans don't like the Trump administration and congressional Republicans' moves. Well, that's kind of interesting, given that Republicans voted for the president, and he won by popular vote, and he won all of the swing states and the Electoral College. Are the Americans upset with the Trump administration, or is it going to be a vocal group who go from place to place to place holding signs and protesting? I guess we'll ultimately see in the wash of all of this. But the governor yesterday was also asked about the issue of, is he going to testify in front of Congress for the migrant sanctuary hearing that they're ultimately going to have here?
Yeah, I haven't had any, not recently anyway, any discussion with the mayor about the executive orders regarding the Trust Act or sanctuary cities. What's that? Okay. Well, I haven't had any direct conversations. I think all of us wake up every day wondering what is the, frightening thing that's coming from the White House today. But look, I think, I will stand up and speak out, and I will resist if they're coming after the people of the state of Illinois in any way. We'll obviously make a decision sometime soon about appearing before that committee. Yeah, thank you.
So the governor saying he's going to make a decision about appearing before that committee sometime next month, which is rapidly approaching. It is Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and wake up with us each and every weekday morning as we break things down for you to get your day started here with Illinois in Focus on YouTube with the Center Square. Get to thecentersquare.com and get news headlines in your inbox each and every weekday morning.